in this game, it was against a queen actually. Uh,
Yeah. Um, yo.
yeah, this game was a lot harder in the sense well, it's just Blizzard World, which to me at least feels like a lot harder map to play on Mauga due to just the high angles, the fairly long routes to get around.
Right. Okay. So there's gonna be a lot of, I guess, context that comes with this here because your playstyle in Mauga is, and it's gonna sound weird in some cases or some occasions, but you're almost gonna have to play like a dive tank in the sense that your pathing and your
Yeah,
staging is really, really, really important.
yeah.
And I actually OTP Mauga, myself in last season 15 or 16. Okay, this is
It's under
not.
hero rating, that's why.
Oh yeah, some hero
I said,
rating, but yeah, I basically just OTP'd Mauga like early on, the
yeah, he's
GM5
so
basically.
fun.
Yeah, and one of the big issues, even though again I was restacking and I was banning Orisa on it all the time as well, but teams often play D.Va Zen as a counter to it, or
Yeah,
you'll play comps or counters like Queen or even Reinhardt that are good in front of backing you. Obviously Queen can just farm her ults and Ryan can block your overdrive a lot of the time. And on maps
yeah.
like this as well, where it's actually fairly open, a lot more open than Circle Royale at least. And there's like comps or duelists that you can fight off flanks with, and they can't really mark you, especially considering they're running double hit scan here. I'll be expecting on second point to be flanking a lot more. Maybe going into the right side or stomping into the right side, playing underneath, maybe bunkering on point, stuff like that
Mm.
basically, and making it as hard as possible, and not just hard, making it as dangerous as possible for these targets to come and fight you. And that's all positioning based.
Gotcha.
Um,
I think
so
that actually is my weakness in second point there, because
right,
the old miner perk has just effectively conditioned me to sit on cart. I think
exactly
that's
right.
where I'm struggling because the old miner perk was broken when you just sit on
Yeah,
cart
yeah, you just stand on car and
with
then you can
cloak.
just force it really easily.
Gotcha.
But we'll see. Second point's gonna get interesting here. We'll see first point. But yeah, okay. First point, then looks like all the running. Baptiste, Queen. I can roughly know. Door. Fine. So I will say this with this is again very different to ranked versus team play stuff, but you actually are able to front to back the Queen pretty heavily here because of the Reaper, of course, and there's no one's really going to be stopping you here. Your backline's not going to be getting traded that much, and you'll lose your Q, you can live in the mid fight ideally. So yeah, like you
Right.
can front to back Queen heavily here if you want to. But we'll see what happens here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so already a first. It's a small thing, but it's like really, really important. Can you spot the
I lost
small
my armor
micro mistake
here.
that you do? Yeah, right, the mic.
I lost my armor.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
you're swinging Queen on firm
That's
HP.
actually yeah. I used E early here because I realized that holy shit, I don't have armor yet.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
think
Um, which is obviously the main thing here. So
is there a pathing that I could like with more cover, or do I
it's
just need to wait to get healed
it's just
here?
waiting. It's time.
Because I just
It's
held
time.
W.
Right, right. It's just time, and even hiding here as well, because you again there'll be like certain moments in the fight where you're busy reloading right now, or they're gonna DP you to get healing or whatever, and it's those
Right.
moments where you're DPing where like they can't see you, you can't see them, but you are able to like potentially stage around right side and maybe get a good stomp onto some character.
Hmm.
Or like
Ooh,
again,
actually, that would have been good.
yeah, right. Or even here, right? Like you could even do the exact same thing on this angle, where you could hide, literally play in this little between the little bushes things or the little two trees, hide, get armor back, and then you can either pressure out Sojourn or soft engage and maybe stomp back over to here. And this angle is one of those angles that like, basically what I mentioned, right? Where it's super dangerous to
Right.
come and punish you. At least if this
Yeah.
person does like the high grounds.
Yeah, the
Because
short
again,
range off angle that cuts off
exactly right.
space.
Um, but yeah, I think here this is a little bit more time. Look at your armor, right? Nothing crazy. And I've got a big saying when I coach tank players, which is bad positioning will force bad cooldowns. So the overdrive itself is of course not bad in the sense that you need to do it, but it's bad in the sense that this should have never happened to begin with. Because you shouldn't
Right.
have armor, right?
I should have either
But
charged into stairs or
exactly.
not need to use it now where I would have that extra second.
Right, right. And yeah, when you mention about like not getting double pocketed here, but like both your supporters having to look at you, like this is that kind of thing. But like you don't need to get double pocketed if you're still here. But I can still pressure out Queen.
Yeah.
I win that front to back very easily. Soldier's not on an angle where she can just beam me from high ground. And hell, even this is still dangerous because you're still
Yeah.
peeking three people here. But it's
When
those
I saw
angles that I
bother
keep in
view
mind.
when I saw Bob review this game to see if it was worth it, um, I actually didn't think of the charge on left. Huh.
Yeah,
I think the charge on right.
I'm I'm not sure. Do you know? Have you watched the? I mean, it didn't really talk about that much in his video. But Capitology made a Mauga video.
Capitologies? Yes,
Yeah,
I've watched literally everything on Mauga and YouTube from you, Capitology, Spilo, but there's just
yeah.
nothing because no one plays this
No one plays
glorious
the
king character.
character.
This
Yeah,
glorious king does not get played. So that's
yeah.
why I'm a flex support, but here I am getting coaching for tank.
Right. It's he said a single phrase in that video, but he didn't show it because it was in Amalgam Mirror. But he mentioned like when you're not in the Amalgam Mirror, like it's really important that you find these soft stomps where you can push your advantage slowly, and this would
Yeah.
be an example of that basically. But yeah.
Yeah, because most of my charges tend to be hard engages because I can't find the value without, at least without the major perk, I can't find the value just running in, doing 20
Right,
damage to
right.
each character, and then just immediately being gone. Like,
Yeah,
that'll get
yeah.
me to a reposition, but like at the same time, I don't find the value. For example, if I went right side and I charged around and then came back to where I am now, I don't see the value in that.
Right, right, right.
That's so a lot of my charges tend to be hard engage or like a very quick reposition.
I
But
I
I did not see it here.
I think it's interesting you mentioned that, like, oh yeah, softing it, like, I swing around and do the ring around the rosies to the right side thing.
Yeah.
I think the value on that is that you're drawing attention away, and then during that ring around the rosie, your Reaper's TPing to a good position, maybe this high ground here, so no one's looking
Mm.
at him, and your Sojourn swinging here too, which is the value on that. Now in rank, that's not, again, it's not necessarily something you can always rely on, because in ranked, again, maybe your
Yeah.
Reaper doesn't TP in time, maybe he gets full start really early, or whatever the case
Maybe
may
in a
be.
3 stack or
Um,
so.
right, right. But yeah, because of course, like then the value's just well, you get 50 damage on Stomp, and you draw a little bit of attention. It's not that great, but it's definitely good to get into the habit of doing this stuff because the risk is so low. Like you get again, it's another
Yeah.
important factor here as well.
I have 50% damage reduction in charge
Exactly
anyways.
right,
I'm not losing armor. I get my Kiri to heal me.
right, right.
Uh,
And like
okay.
And you can also hedge your bets too, right? So I say this
Yeah.
to hazard players and Winston players when they're engaging. You can change how aggressive you are during the engage itself. So Mauga here, of course, while you're stomping, you can decide where you want to move to. Maybe it's like, okay, Queen's playing this corner, I can go for the stomp. Okay, maybe Queen's playing off the corner, so I'm just too dangerous to hit the stomp. Then I'll go here right side instead, right? You can change the strength of your
Right.
engagement midway through. On Hazard, you can do it with Leap, and on Winston, you can do it with just WASD keys. But yeah,
Gotcha.
so we'll see. This is definitely not there. So we'll see after you get equals out. Probably have to stop away, I would assume. Oh, you just get healed up. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Sure. Sure.
Here,
Nice.
do I want to be looking at Queen or do I want to be looking at the BAP in high ground, let my team? Because I know from like the old Diamonds Elo coaching VOD from like a year plus
Right.
ago, he said about short range off angles, denying the space. That's the thing with Mauga and like in tanks in general. So like
Right.
here, if I were to look to my left, I know all of them are on left or on high ground. Is it worth it to contest that space
Yeah, no,
or
it's a good.
force them to either use lamp?
It's a
Because
good
here,
question, right?
I'm surprised they don't lamp the queen.
Yeah, yeah. I think it really comes down into A, how aggressive are they playing, and B, can you actually match that aggression? Obviously here, Baptiste is not
I
peak,
don't
like you
need it.
can't, like you just can't, you physically can't, right? You can't reach him, you can't zone him off, you can't do anything here. You're not Sigma, you can't throw a shot in his way. So, and he's also
Right.
not going high ground here regardless, right? And Freya's a little bit slower too. So I think it's perfectly fine in this case to still do what you're doing. I think there's an argument that because Queen's getting low, I often actually say this to dive teams all the time, but when you force out their tank, their backer's going to walk forward here. I would say get ready for backenders to walk, because this person, if they want to help Queen, is probably going to walk forward here and try and draw or play off the aggro that the Queen's drawing right now for his team. So, yeah,
Yeah.
look out for the
I'll
Baptiste
probably
walking
either
forward.
go to height,
Right.
maybe try and rotate to the balloons.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
You
top
could even go
angle.
balloons, right, or something like that. And then of course you can just
Yeah.
shoot him off or zone him off and scare him off. But yeah, so just be aware of it basically. But here in this situation, I think it's again perfectly fine. Don't be shooting. I often say as well, like whenever you do an action or you pop a cooldown, normally it's whether you do an action or an event, then you start looking around here. So I think after the Kiri dies, then maybe it's, or even if you're after while you're busy reloading, right? Because it's such a long reload, then you can like look around and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's Fine's looking at Queen. She's like trying to get a big axe or whatever.
Oh, they do land.
They do land just a bit late, yeah. Okay, sure. Should be fast fight done. Cool. Now's where things get interesting. We'll see. You have 5.5 minutes here. How long does it take you? I'm actually very curious. How many deaths you?
It took me. It took us a
Ooh.
couple. It was kind of rough.
Yeah, that is a death every minute.
Every
Less
minute.
than that. Yeah, this is good. This is gonna be interesting.
It was a death every minute.
Yeah.
I was a massive healer.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. Contacting Queen, this is fine, right? Like, I believe she's down one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's down about Baptiste here. As long as your team's pushing up here, which they are right now. So again, maybe just regaining awareness and looking back at your team here. Really.
I know. In terms of like my team, my Kiri and my Soji were duoed, and they were boys. So
okay, fair enough.
I also know Helm. He's a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was probably something you guys could have made there, like telling whether or not we can walk or not, because at least we'd have all three of us.
Right. Actually, this is very tangentially related. Are you on the team at all? Or are you just solo queue?
I am on a team, but I'm a flex support.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
And it's just Mauga is literally just my passion one trick.
Right, yeah. I don't think
That's
that
the
makes
fun
sense.
part.
Yeah, if you just get banned in a team environment, you're cooked. So that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, no, I just play him because I like him.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Run away. Fine. Sure. Okay, now this is like, so you roughly, again, because you stomped out, right? They can't see you. You roughly have some idea of where Queen's at. So again, here I'll be perfectly fine considering where Cart's really far away right now. You can peek in and prod just to like get some scouting information and to see where people are at, and you can front the back Queen if she's playing too close, right? But what I don't want to see here is you get baited. Like this Queen should be baiting you, right? What I don't want to see is you push this high ground here, unless you've got OC or something. And then you get baited to push Queen, and you get absolutely melted here because it's just way too open, right? So what else could you maybe stage? That gives you a little bit of cover, and
I just either at the top of stairs, or if I'm looking for cover, but I'm losing my sideline, is like bottom left.
Right.
I take the bottom route.
Yeah, right.
But I don't see where would that gets me sideline of the stairs. So anybody who's trying to push, but wouldn't the time for me to get there already?
So
it's
obviously way too early, right? So we'll play it from now, and it's gonna be based on where Cot's playing and where teams are. Go Queen slow. Sure. I mentioned there's also a potentiality to go bottom right as well, but I don't think it's that relevant considering, like, A, no one's really playing here. B, you're not Cart's nowhere here, so you can't even force Cart like in these little doorway things that teams like to do. And C, this is a really long sideline, so it's still not great for your character anyways.
Right now, I'm just waiting for Cart to get more progress here, just by making sure they can't push stairs. I know that's where Queen is. I know that's where Soji is.
Right.
And then that's all that's what I thought. That's all I needed to do for this at this time.
Which is more than reasonable to do, right? So I'll mention the bottom left thing in a moment. I want to see what you do this fight, because obviously you die in the next 30 seconds or so. So we'll see what happens. Okay. My Queen is she's kind of hard hitting, sure. Okay. Sure. Okay, playing really wide. Some Cart still. Yeah, I feel like she's gonna Queen out your team immediately.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
I was ready for it.
Okay. Fine. Ooh. So this was my kill with your stomp, honestly, because honestly, the way your team plays is actually perfectly reasonable here. I don't mind you guys forcing Cart, playing really wide, forcing Queen to come and drop, and then you just stand Cart and farmer. This is micro with how you play, or what you're stomping to. So like, do you need to stomp Queen here?
I wanted to, in a sense that I wanted to stop her from pushing, and then get rid of the damage, the healing that she would have gotten. But if I know Soji has slide, or if I can trust my Soji, then I can also just charge back and then effectively get rid of any value.
Right. So like, there's like 2 or 3 things there, right? So the first thing is that Trace is dead, and I often say this to teams that are in 5v4s is when you're in a 5v4, or just generally you've got some kind of advantage that you want to push, you need to be saying to your team to play slow or to push slowly. of course, you've got an advantage, right? Push it, right? So push this queen here, force her out. Push soldier, force her out. Make them force a play. Which is again more than reasonable to do. So that's kind of the first thing. You're not really inting in here. Which again you could, because you kind of eventually int onto queens, which is why I bring that up. Second thing is that stomp aggression thing. So you mentioned, hey, I want to deny queen from getting like big follow up from a ult, which is reasonable. But like if you really feel that way, you can push queen into this wall, you can boop her away with a stomp, and then like almost stomp and run into this wall, try and get into the room, get the mega, and just play to live. Rather than trying to commit for the actual stomp itself. And this is one of those like, it's one of the massive things with Mauga. It was really important in Stockholm, where if you hit the stomp, you get huge value, right? But if you miss it just by a millimeter, you just die instantly. And
Yeah, because nothing gets knocked down.
Right.
Not enough damage, especially without the perk.
And that playstyle is really, I mean, in team play it can maybe work. Again, I think it kind of worked for Falcons because they're basically what they did. The Mauga just drew tons of aggro, and the Reaper and the other DPS Echo could just walk in for free. So that's one playstyle. But in ranked, it's really risky to do. And right now, you just saw your soldier slide out. You know you are man up as well. Queen's fairly low. There's no reason to hard engage onto Queen. Like literally zero. You don't need to make this play. You don't need to force this play. At best, right? Again, boop her away and try and run into the room, right? Or just run straight into the room.
Right.
Either one's fine. But chillax, you know? Maybe if you're playing Sigma here, I can just say zone high ground and then rock Queen. If you're playing Ram, I'm saying shield of high ground, shield yourself off, and then block, and then that's it, right? If you're Orisa, you can maybe front to back this and with Fortify. But a Mauga, you can't do any of those options because you're Mauga. You need to run away. So yeah. Bit unfortunate. Say a bit, right? But like that, like, kind of hard, like, killed your team. Because the entirety of your team are able to kite out, I believe, or get out in time. Basically, kind of ish, maybe not, right? Maybe if you stay alive, then they can't push a surge, right?
If I stayed alive, then they don't push. Then my team lives.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like again, it's that nuance, it's that grey area in terms of your stomping, because we're hard engaging when we shouldn't really need to be doing so. Okay. Still a lot more deaths to come. So next one is let me see.
In a minute.
Seconds, yeah. We'll see here. Okay. Sure. Fine. Don't end this. Sure. Okay. So somehow we die in the next 2 seconds though. Somehow. Okay, interesting.
This is honestly probably the most embarrassing death.
Don't tell me you saw me.
I remember watching this VOD and the answer is just so obvious. It's so brain dead. I carried Fat Finger Q here.
Yeah, that was a terrible Kitsune. Sure. You kill Baptiste. This is a good start. You kill Baptiste somehow. Sure. What's got? Oh my god.
Yeah, I overstepped my peak trying to cage the queen, and then that just got me 2-top by the OC.
You need to play way slower. Like, this is like, it's a similar mentality mistake to literally the previous fight, where like, you are upper man right now. You've got an insane ult advantage too. AFK, right? Queen needs to come to cart anyways, regardless of window or OC, right? She needs to come to cart regardless because you're forcing point. So just AFK, wait it out. Don't, you know, you're getting baited by Queen here. Way too much. Way too much. That's really rough. Maybe your team still win this though?
Yeah. No, my team does. But we used way more than we needed to if I had only just waited.
Yeah.
Like, if I just sat behind that corner, which is why I'm so mad by this death, then we don't use B, we probably don't even need reroll, and then we don't use OC.
Right.
If anything, if I need to, I just cage in the corner, because like you said, the queen has to walk up to us anyways.
Exactly, yeah, you could even do that.
Like,
but yeah.
The 2 wall, with the Fat Finger 2, we still should have won that fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, it's the second fight in a row, where you're in a 5v4, you have some kind of big advantage, and you die first. Which is kind of crazy, because they were both those deaths were really preventable. That one especially. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I hate that death so much.
This point is long though, and we have 7 deaths in 5 minutes. So let's see here. Naturally, this shouldn't.
Yeah, I didn't know. I did not think I was feeling that hard.
This shouldn't like naturally be the point that's that hard. But we'll see.
Yeah, this is probably the best point for Mauga on this map.
Right. I think maybe
short range off angles.
Yeah.
I can do hard and soft stomps.
There's one thing I wanted to mention it, but I'll watch the fight before I mention it, because it might impact it later. Okay. Door. Reaper TP's in. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna mention it. It's how risky would you say is it for you to peek Queen? I force it out.
Pretty much not at all.
Um.
I'm looking at Kiri, a Bap, a Cass, and a Soju if I do that.
Yeah. Right. And
So
that's like.
yeah, actually, the answer to that is a lot. But if you're talking about in a vacuum where it's just Queen, then the answer is not at all.
Yeah. So like again, I'm referring to the broad fight in general, right? Because again, their queen, if they're good at the game, is going to try and bait you as much as possible, which she's kind of ish been doing to some extent. Again, she's been partially feeding sometimes, but here she's like really hard baiting you. And when I mentioned at the beginning where you're playing spaces where it's really hard for the enemy team to come and force you out, like these guys are stacked in one fucking line because they're playing triple hit scan, you know? They literally, again, whenever you see this, you should be jumping with joy because double hit scan cannot hold space at all. And this is exactly why. And I wanted to mention earlier on about holding the space here, or not even the space specifically, but holding this sort of adjacent side here on this left side, where you're LOSing out their backline in some kind of way, but you're still able to force out Queen. So you've got this big ass wall as cover, you can still shoot Queen here, but you're LOSing out these guys entirely. And you can even see your Reaper.
And I be swapping positions.
So potentially, right? I mean, I think your Reaper could be pathing on the right side maybe instead, right? He'd be doing that. He could be maybe TPing in on like this side. I mean, he hasn't got far TP anymore. But, like, he'd be looking for a TP regardless, right? So sure, right? Your Reaper you could be swapping places with the Reaper. That's okay. But
regardless of my Reaper, I still need to be left though.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing here is like, where you're literally posturing in his face, right? Where like, I want you here to begin with, like if Reaper's not able to, yeah, he's vaping that right now. So, like, here would be a great time to take it because no one's fighting for this angle, so you can just hold the sort of space here. And again, because of running double hit scan, they can't really force you out that easy.
While I'm on left, would it still be better to be shooting Queen or just shooting the back?
It's better to shoot Queen, basically, right? Like, it's safer to do so because you're LOSing out the cast and the Surge, mainly. And if they peek you left side, if they just peek you here, they can just back up, right? You're fine. But yeah. Okay. It's here to me, it's gonna be... I'm curious as to how this pans out because, again, you guys have no ultimates, but the Queen's gonna farm up the ult for you. So, we'll see how this pans out. Okay.
Is so, like, using my E
I was gonna mention
when the Queen unacts worth it? Because I know it's a damage reduction, so therefore she gets less healing herself, and then it preserves my armor. Because if she whittles down my armor. So is this a worth trade? Because her cooldown's way shorter than mine.
Yeah, it's a worth trade if you're able to push Queen right now. But again, positionally, you haven't got, as a team, you haven't got that advantage to push. Like, you can't just W key forward and melt this Queen because these people are gonna shred you to pieces, even in a cardiac overdrive. So it's just too risky for you to push forward here. So the E, I mean, it forces out Shout, right? I mean, maybe she didn't need it. But it gets next to no value here. It doesn't get as much value as it could have gotten. Which is unfortunate. Okay. Alright. Okay. And you get Queen ulted here, so not too much review about that. I'm not sure if you're stumped out there entirely or you stumped out there fully. I'm more interested in...
I didn't. So here, would you prefer that I let the Queen run my backline, but in exchange, I prevent their backline from washing up? Because that is a position I can do here when I don't charge.
Right.
Now it's like, that's my thought when reviewing this game beforehand, was the better play. Because now they don't have a Kiri, they don't have a Queen. My team used Suzu, so for the most part, they're not in Queen anti anymore.
Right.
Like, is it?
So.
But I was also low.
Yeah.
I had E.
So there's like two. If you had E with this, right? So there's like 2 or 3 things here. The first one is like generally your character is not built for zoning quite well. You've got a humongous hitbox is the main reason, and you haven't got much armor. Yeah. Characters that are way better for zoning are, of course, Sigma, Ram, to a lesser extent Narissa, and Zarya as well. Zarya can just literally hold this angle, press beam 20 meters away. If she gets pushed, she's got sub-bubble, she's fine here, right? Sigma can do a similar thing here too. So those characters are really good at zoning. If you peek this, you're just gonna get shredded here. So I think it's worth to, at the very least, look at their backline and scare them away from walking forward here. because they can't walk into your space. You'll just shut them with both your guns here. But I wouldn't actively be looking to get traitor, right? Just trying your best to like scare these guys from walking up off their queen ult. And if you get low, or if they play really wide, then stomp out.
I trying to delay the fight from last.
Basically, yeah. I like. That would be the ideal thing here to do, right? Again, I mentioned beginning awareness earlier. This is kind of part of it, where after you get your queen ult here, right, you'll be able to look at backline and see if you could actually zone them off. The reason why you haven't been able to do that so fast is because it's high grounds, right? Like second point, you just couldn't zone off during the last queen ult, you couldn't zone that one off because they were on high grounds. And first point, of course, that you're on high grounds too, so you can't really zone them off that well. But here again, it's flatter, so you are able to threaten the cast, Surge, and Bap a lot more. I am actually more interested though in what fucks up this fight for you and your team, because your Reaper gets forced out really easy. Which
I think honestly, I think it is just my starting position. Because of that, their position where they were able to wide swing.
Right. This is
so then
also...
my Reaper tried to walk up.
Yeah. Try to walk up forward here. This is also like a pathing issue, because these sightlines are really good for their team. This is a really long sightline. This is a really long sightline. There's not like this is a preventable sightline at least. Like again, you can see down this corridor here if you're Castle Baptiste. And you're easy to force out anyways. So it's like it's really hard to path around this section of the map because there's not really many cheeky places you can really stomp or play around. First point, you could just play by the stairs. Second point, you can play bottom left or bottom right, or play underneath cart, play underneath the high grounds. Here, there's not really many pathing things you can do about it. The best thing you can do is almost again bait them in and then force them again play this like sort of space there, bait them in to walk towards your space and then front to back the queen. But yeah. I think really like ideally the way you play this fight as a team is you force queen ult, you backline bait. Once you force queen ult, you stomp away, you burn queen. Is the best way you can play this as a team. But yeah. Okay. Receive. Okay. Sure. Okay. Alright. Okay. Like I have a feeling. Okay, I'm just gonna let this split first. Okay.
I'm just taking so much poke that I don't really need
to pay. It's like my feeling was that this is a pathing issue again. Like we'll look at this sightline, you know, like this is insane for cast Soch, whereas here less so, right? Clearly less so. So like again, this is just a very easy pathing thing to do or fix. At best, if you want to go main, you can stomp to here, maybe. Again, depending on their backline, right? If their backline's pretty pushed up, you can stomp here, and then no one's going to punish you from behind, really. So you can just go for this position. Like, I'm not shocked to see your Sojourn dying there, because your team don't want these sightlines. But yeah. But it's indirectly on you, partially. But yeah. Okay. I don't hate that E, like, you need to make it, you see queen off HP, you need to make a play, you see some kind of advantage you can push it. I don't really hate it that much. Again, it's just really unfortunate that your soldier's dead because your soldier could be beaming the queen right now. But yeah.
Right. Did he die because he overpeaked, or is it because I'm not making enough space?
So they got something?
Did he die because he overpeaked, or am I just not making enough space because I didn't go left side?
I think this is just the left side thing. Like if your entire team on left side here, no one dies. Like this is impossible for their backline to get going.
Oh, the entire team, yeah.
The entire team, right? But probably overpeaks it anyways. Probably. Okay, kind of. He's an open space. We should be in. Now there is like a soft engage you can do here, maybe. Right. What's the soft engage you can maybe think about doing here?
I can use charge to go onto the Kiri on left.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that one to be honest, but yeah, you could do that. That's actually perfectly fine. Yeah, that's fine. What else can you do here?
I also use charge to go to actually now finally go left. I don't know if that's what you're thinking of, but if I walk my way up to the right side, I can charge from behind them and then go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. But like you can walk your way up to the right side, try and maybe boop someone in, draw some attention, right? Something like that. Ideally, then again, your Reaper would be TPing during that soft engage to get staging for free. But yeah, like that would be like so the key one's actually more reasonable actually because you'll be completely fine here anyways. That one's fine to do.
Would either one of them work?
Either one
as long as it just needed to happen.
Basically, yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Okay. Back to square one. Don't die. Then the 25 HP there. They're a good team, yeah. Got it.
I had charge
Yeah,
here.
charge. Yeah, I saw that.
I think I didn't adapt to the perk
Yeah, the
for the
Suzu perk.
Q.
Yeah, when it gives you
It's
it
like
back
I'm
faster.
still thinking I don't have charge,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Bit unfortunate.
but even then, right? I should have just charged and ended charge left side instead of right.
We'll see.
Because what I'm facing, like here, I could have gone towards the high ground with more space, right?
Sure, but it's a longer sight line here, right? So they're continually shooting you here, whereas here you're DPing temporarily, so you get back healing a
Yeah.
little bit faster. I think it's whatever, really. I think honestly, either way you die here, to be honest. Like if you stomp back here, I think you still die because Soldier's still peeking you, and it's a longer sight line. Here you still die because they can push you hard.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There's honestly not much you can do about this. Even if you stomped out, I still think this your team will probably die. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we got stuck here for a while because, like you said, we never just went left.
And I
Or
think
if anything, when we did, they had a massive ult economy.
right. I mean, they currently. I was gonna ask, right? Why? First thing's like, why not go left side here? It's kind of the first thing.
Why we don't? It just wasn't. It just didn't cross my mind at least.
Yeah.
So I never conned my team to follow.
Right. And I guess the
But that's
second.
just me being myopic.
Yeah. And the second thing here actually is like baiting ultimates because we've. I'll draw this out actually. So I normally give this to teams, but it's still relevant here because you're an extremely high damage character, so it really applies to you. But
Hmm.
people don't know how to play these type of comps, like these Lucio Kiri comps, in a slow manner. They always think it's like a really fast comp, but it's not, right? Your staging is the extremely slow part. Your engage is the really fast part, like you're stomping in, your Reaper's TPing in, the Soldier swinging wide with a good
Right.
angle, right? That's the really fast part. Everything else before that is extremely slow. The baiting ults here is like a 3 or 4 step process. The first part, which is your backline, right? I mean, this is not really relevant on you. You can calm this. Is all you can do. Backline play distance. They play positions to where they can cut back. So maybe your Kiri can play like fairly close, but if your Lucio's like wall riding in a good position, your Kiri can TP to your Lucio. I'm sure that you already know that's flexible. Second thing is what's this? So yeah, you apply like heavy frontline pressure. I say
Yeah.
usually frontline pressure. The reason I say usually, and the reason I say frontline is because your character is again built for that. And it's often again the easiest thing to do because tanks are the first person that you see. And the reason why I say usually is that sometimes on different teams, right? Maybe you're playing a Tracer or maybe you're playing a Reaper here. You can TP, put pressure on a backliner like a Kiriko, and then that will force us to pop Kitsune off of that. So that's what those characters can do. But usually, if you put a lot of pressure on Queen, or if you're playing, into like a more flank heavy comp, so maybe you're playing into a Genji or a Tracer here, if you force recall, or if you force deflect and you force dash, then again, you're putting more pressure on this person to pop Kitsune. Usually applying
Right.
frontline pressure here. Third thing that will happen is that they will ult, or they will either ult or give space. Either one is a win-win for you. If they ult, then you just kite, and match. So it's honestly very similar thing to what Capitology said in his why are Koreans like the best or whatever in Stockholm, where like that's how you kite initially and then you re-push with your own ultimates here, so it could be cage or whatever.
Are you talking about the Lock Eyes and Fight video from Cap?
No, it was back in Stockholm, the one that he made.
Oh.
Back in Stockholm, yeah. The Lock Eyes and Fight is one that was like disrupting disrupting the
Disrupting
staging
their
of vibes.
setup so that
Right.
way they can't actually get the better value ults
Yeah.
or CDs.
So that concept becomes more important when you're playing into like Divia comps where you're again trying to prevent a Genji staging or whatever. That's when it becomes really important to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was like, oh yeah, then you just match and then hopefully you win afterwards, right? But the reason why I say this is that this step here sounds simple, but it's the hardest step in the entire comp because you can't be taking much damage the entire time. You need to be playing it again in one of those positions where it's really hard for these characters to come and do damage to you, right? And it's like
Right.
why this position here is so important is because you can put pressure on Queen to pop Q, and if he does, then you can stomp away, or again you can zone backline and stomp away, whatever the case may be. And then she gets a scuffed Queen
Right.
out, and then you re-push with like Kitsune or Cage or whatever. But like that's like again if you can't like path around and reach backliners or reach squishies, that's again the basing is like probably the best or the only thing you can do there really. So we'll see here.
Yeah. But should the left side basically be a default Mauga position for this map?
Kind of, right? Like if they're playing, if
I
you're
know
playing,
like it'll change if they have a Tracer or Genji, but at the same time, I'm able to contest those characters a lot more.
right? So like this is the thing, right? Where because you know they're playing double hit scan, you know that they're gonna be stacking like burgers here basically. Right? Like they're giving up the entire map because of the comp. If they're playing Genji Tracer, I'd actually prefer you going main it, trying forcing them out because you can just see more, and then you'll send like your own Tracer or your own flanker or just someone here to come and mark if
Right.
it's gonna flush someone out. If you're playing like an Honor Zen with Mauga, for example, again I prefer you playing here as well. And then again you can stage like play these angles here again, right? So yeah, I wouldn't say this is the default. It's just really comp dependent, right? With what they're doing.
Right. But it's still an option I need to can start
Exactly,
considering.
like part it's so like this. Like it's really easy to go into like, oh yeah, let's just go main, guys, whatever. It's the default, right? But like, I guess you can say like defaults change based on comps, but like, this should become your default based on that comp or based on the comp matchup.
Yeah.
So it always changes basically.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, that is the worst Kitsune I've ever seen. And we are matching it. Okay. Why are we?
I did not want to match this. I was ready to hold SP, and then it's like, oh shit, I heard it. It's like fuck.
Yeah, I mean, low key, like in a ranked, especially. I mean, in team, you can just VC and say just don't Kitsu or just kite or whatever, right? Because this is help a Kitsu. But in ranked, you can just stomp away immediately, and that like visually tells your Kiriko, oh shit, my Mauga's like running out. I'm not gonna Kitsu that. And that you don't have to say a word there. So again, it's kind of a little bit futile, I guess, because you don't have to use stomp to do it. But it's a visual signal for your Kiriko at least. Yeah, I mean that's just not the worst thing in the world. Like again, you can front to back queen here, but it's like again, I don't want to be swinging into like a casty
Yeah,
firing.
the sight lines here aren't great.
Like it's not ideal. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah, like it's really rough. Okay. Okay. Sure. My one thing, and I think I saw you flick your crosser to it. I think I just saw like a flicker over it. Is to go right side. I think you realize that it might be a little bit too late for that. I think you flicked it to the right side maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally just there. You just flick quickly to the right to see.
I saw the B. I didn't want to lose the BHP.
Right. Is that why that you didn't want to go in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's like, wait, I have charge. I'm pretty sure I'm close to the perk. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, no, I have the perk now because I got 3 and I level 3. But here I was like, oh, I could charge on left, but then it's like off. But then I'd be losing half of my BHP.
Right.
But then I also wouldn't be facing a window.
Yeah.
That, like this is another part of those moments where I'm confused here.
I mean, it's how do I say it? Just because you can doesn't mean you always should. Like just because you have got B here doesn't mean you should take unnecessary damage. Like sure, beat's gonna dissipate here a little bit, right? If you go right side and stomp, right? But like the pathing is crazy. Like look at the amount of people. Like Dojin, hello, Cass, hello, Kiwi, hello.
Yeah.
So like
I hate all of them.
you have a buffet of options there, really. Like you can just do whatever you want, and then again, if you can soft or hard engage, right? If you poop the Cassidy or you poop the Sojin, right? Then you can commit for the stomp. If you don't, that's fine. I'll feel like you can't.
If I did that engage there, I wouldn't have my E because I use it on the walk up. So wait, what the fuck? I have E? Oh right, I'm in rush.
Yeah, you're in rush. Like you're probably get it by proxy there, right? So like again, you can change the aggression of your stomping gauge.
I'm in rush and I got Suzu'd.
Right. You can change the aggression there based on that. But you can soft engage to this little pillar, or again you can hard commit based on triggers that you see. Either one's fine. But yeah. Like again, at the worst case scenario, we could be here right now. Like this guy's fucking dead, you know. Like if you soft engage around here, like this guy's cooked. But yeah.
I need to be more mobile.
I would say as well, like I say this to Genji and Traces all the time. Like if you have mobility, use it. It's in your kit for a reason, you know. Like you have like they're running double hit. I cannot stress how bad double hit scan is. It's terrible.
It's so annoying. Like, it's one of the reasons why I didn't want to use this VOD because they were on double hit scan.
I guess in a way it's good to go over this because most of the issues on this point have been pathing and positional based. And some of it has been cooldown based as well. But yeah.
I also use E when I'm antied.
Oh yeah, hold up.
Right there. I got Queen ulted and I press E, I'll have it.
Oh, yeah. No
It
idea.
ended really. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how did it end so fast? Oh
Who
yeah,
knows?
empty speed.
Okay, now you're good. Okay. Let's see here. How many more deaths? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more deaths. Okay. Alright.
I'm trying to remember if we finally went. Oh yeah, here it is.
Okay. It should be able to
Wait,
find the back clean here. Much better.
the one part about this is that I go left, but in the end, I still walk main because I didn't take the left door.
Right. I mean,
Because I got banned by Queen here.
yeah. I mean, the good thing, and this is the important thing about staging, right? Or pathing, is that these guys, look at these guys, right? Like, they can't see shit, you know? Like, and they're gonna be backing up anytime soon, right? Like, I guarantee you in the next 10 seconds, they have to back up. Because they can't prevent your staging here as a team. They can't prevent your Reaper, and they can't really prevent you at all. Because this long-ass sight line that they want to abuse, they can't because of pathing. Like, at least
Right.
this is a good start here. At least. Okay. I feel like I fear you. Yeah, this is fine to do.
Okay, just.
Nice.
Oh, didn't die though, which I am amazed by.
Nice. Where's your team?
I had my Soja with me, but I have my Reaper.
Your
My
replay was
Reaper raped
Wraith.
out when he was happy to kill the Mercury pocket.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna blame you too much for this one. It's both on your responsibility here, right? Your responsibility to be aware of what your Reaper's doing, but also your Reaper's responsibility to not get forced out early, which shouldn't really be happening because he's pathing left side and he's got TP.
He also had Curie pocket, which I'm amazed by, but
yeah, I don't know why he's forced
I knew my Soja was with me, so I thought even then I felt like we should have had enough. But I think I'm also just missing shots here, like especially in this frame.
Right, yeah, because you're this one, right? Again, also your cage is gonna get broken extremely quickly into double hit or triple hit scan.
I
So
hate this HP reduction.
that's why.
They reduced it.
Yeah,
It
honestly,
used to be
with
1400.
if it was 1400, I think honestly you might be able to clean that. The good news is that you forced climbing for it, but it's not a great trade.
Yeah, because my ult is a really long charging ultimate, right?
Right.
Here would you also suggest like
Yes.
a charge on right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Right.
I'm seeing the angle right now, and I'm just thinking, why am I not doing this
Right.
now?
And I'm not again. Cap's recent video on this is also important. Like, it's a bit of something Genji Tracer, right? But this is also part of the idea in that video, which was like they can't see you, or like you're hiding, right? Like no one on this planet, no one in that comp right now on blue team is gonna be able to know that you're coming here. Right? Even your Reaper's doing it, right? Like no
You're
one.
talking about the how to win without doing damage video?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. But like the pathing of the Genji, Tracer, and Winston is such that the enemy team have zero idea where they're coming from, and this is it, right? Where like you've had that phase where you're scouting, right? You're shooting, right? Now we're in that skirmishing, reloading phase where we're just getting HP back, we're getting bullets back, right? It's in this phase right now where because they can't see you and you just saw them.
I can choose each side that I can do,
Exactly,
and then they
right?
just like assume to do both.
Exactly.
But because I'm a bot here, I'm still picking the only option I've chosen.
Right, and like I've got like it's a billion different permutations of stomping gauge you can do here, right? Like you can do the ring around the rosy, you can do the right through here, you can if you've got E, I think maybe you saw it E.
Yeah.
E and 8. If you
No, but I got Suzu'd.
I got Suzu'd here. You're getting like 4 or 5. But if with that, then again you can hard engage and then go down. Yeah, like this is insane. You know, I don't have to say anything. This is insane. But
I just need to be using it more.
Right.
I think that's a lot. Yeah. So in the mid fight right now, I'm never really using charge, and then in the pre-fight, I'm staging and pathing poorly.
Yeah. That's a good summary of it, I would say. So you still win though, but you have to use what? Sojo and Bottom for it? Now they're retaking with the run Sojos. It's not
like
ideal.
the one entire fight with just charge. If you speaking of primatology, if you also watch the Dawn Hack Theory video where it's like carrying with the help.
All of this stuff, yeah.
That's what the one thing that I've been trying to do when it comes to playing to my characters like Zarya, like Ori, especially Ana, where I'm preemptively charging. I have a replay of that in like another one, but it does with like time.
Oh,
but how does that?
But yeah, we can go through that if you want to.
Is it just in the end still a charge?
Can you rephrase the question a little bit? Like,
How can I preemptively play around my counters as Mauga, knowing that I don't have things like a bubble, and in the end, it's mostly just my charge? Because on
right,
a like, it's impossible to miss a sleep on a Mauga.
right, right,
So
right.
that means I need to be charging ahead of time, but then I still have the blank period of time where in charge I can still get CC'd
Yeah. Um.
and also go cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah.
No Ana should really be using nade until I use E. So the only time I can really bait it is when they're stupid. So
Mm.
is it ever worth it to use nade and or E and then charge away or things like that?
Yeah. It's
I have a
tough.
replay here, but it's just the time difference is just not allowing it.
Um.
It would
It's
always depend on map and
yeah.
such.
It's hard for me to like give a specific thing because normally when I say when just in general for counters, right? So like for example, Tracer into Cassidy, Doom into Sombra, or stuff like that basically, or even like May into Ram the park. I often say like the advice I gave at the beginning, but with honestly that it's really tough because you haven't got time to be able to do that kind of thing. I guess the main thing there is cover usage and making sure you're not over peaking a little bit too much, and you're actively
Yeah,
baiting because you've got a massive ass hitbox, right? Even if you're playing cover, she can still hit like the half your entire body. So it's like that's the kind of the thing that I suppose is like peaking the honor with your hitbox and being aware of that and using cover around that because honors if they see enough of your hitbox they'll preemptively throw out sleep dot because of it. Um, so like, I think
right.
that's probably the main thing.
It's a very
I
stretch of a question.
yeah. The other thing is there as well is that because Honor's like the only character in the game that literally has no movement perks or movement abilities in the game too. Like I don't quite know how you're again maybe it's depending on the map, right? But again, playing positions to where she just can't see you, or even if she does nade you, it's like a meaningless nade. Or it's like a really hard nade to follow up off of. That's like the key thing I suppose, right? Sleep
Mm.
dot's a little bit
Yeah,
different,
okay,
right? Because
then that's something I can look for in my own VODs.
right, right. Um,
All right, thank you.
But yeah, and of course, like if you're playing like I don't know Gibraltar attack on Mauga, like that's extremely hard. Um,
No, Gibraltar's a Malga map, actually. I believe it.
okay. Well maybe like Icon Ward second then is a better example.
Oh yeah,
That
that
map is
brings
like
impossible.
impossible to attack. I mean, you could go into Castle anyways, but like, yeah, it's rough on like vertical maps
Bro.
where Anna's got space. Is what I'll say. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah.
thank
Okay,
you.
we'll see here.
We'll probably have to like speed run me to offense or
What
to
is
defense.
Bro, EU players love to ult really early. Okay, so you're sort of feeding here, Loki. Like Helm should not be playing this position when they've got OC, but again, you guys are ultra because it's ranked. So again, this is like whatever, right? But yeah. Okay. Okay. There was like one slight issue I have with this engage, and I'll mention it.
I didn't knock down anybody.
That is part of it.
Like,
That is part of it. But there's one extra thing, which is what the rest of
no
your team's
LS,
doing.
no supports.
And that as well. So like, there's a bunch of tiny things that make this like really, really questionable. Because I like the stomp. The stomp I actually like a lot. But I don't think you need to hit. I don't think you need to hit the actual stomp itself, and I don't think you need to be committing here either. Right? What could you be doing, like right on
Hmm.
this frame? Right, hang on. Like right now.
I cancel it.
Cancel it.
I
Right?
got the job where we're just
Yes.
igniting the Soj,
Yes.
and now all I need to do is shoot here,
Exactly.
and that's it.
That's literally it. Right? And
I greeted the slam here because in theory, if I do hit the slam, it doesn't matter that I'm out of LOS. But the
right.
fact is that I missed it, and at least from what my experience is, if I hit the knockback on charge, then the chances of me hitting the slam goes down.
Hmm.
Funnily enough,
Right. Because it's harder, yeah, because the more movement to account for. I
yeah,
think like so. I normally I give this graph that I give teams, right. Um, Normally this is actually I use this some adaptation of this for like tracers or like 5v4s, but basically what happens is I'll either like do nothing or like you'll play like really really safe here. So the do nothing thing here is to kite back with stomp or just S key out, which honestly, considering Helm's position, can't really do that. Kind of need to do
yeah.
something about this.
I also
So
want to get with time here as well.
what do you mean?
I want to have like more time
Oh, okay.
on the clock.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. But yeah, I was gonna say the other thing here is the I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the other end of the spectrum is the ints, right? Like to literally go hard engage and ints, which is what we've seen you do a lot. Right? We saw you do it against Queen during our first Queen ult. We saw you do it honestly with your cage, to be honest, where you just peeked a window really early and then kind of just didn't die. And we've seen it other times too.
I hate that.
And it's this sort of middle ground that like is really what you need to be looking for in the mid fight. It's really important to look for. As we've seen on third point a lot with flanking to the right side. And here, this is it, where this button is going to be your friend. Now, unfortunately, you can't do ring around the rosy here, I don't think. Like, maybe you
No,
can?
I don't think I have enough distance because I already ringed around the stairs.
Oh, yeah, true. You have to come back over
Like
here.
I started on cart and I had to ring into the stairs. So here I need to cancel,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I need to slam earlier so that way I don't knock
Right,
the Soj, and I actually hit the slam.
right.
I feel like either one of those need to happen.
Yeah,
Preferably, I just rather get the slam and kill the Soj.
yeah,
Because at
yeah.
least now I wouldn't have to E, or I could E into the back.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's more than reasonable to do. Again, this is just micro with the
Yeah.
character, to be honest. Right? But I think like, hey, like I think the safer, like less mechanical thing here, or the easier thing to do here is of course just get the boop confirmed and then just like beam up with your miniguns and play this cover here. You
Yeah.
still might not need to use E, who knows? You can even bonus Cassidy who's split off from the supports too. But yeah. So against that hard committal thing, it's that you're missing the grey area. Is the bottom line. Or the stop. So yeah. Okay. And we get melted here. GG. Now I will say that engage there would have been less bad if your Kiri could actually swing really, really early, and if your Reaper TP'd in with you. Because then sure you die, right? But then your Reaper like gets like 3 kills or gets the entire backline. Your Kiri can still heal you up for you've got higher uptime, right? Like that's also a team related thing here too. Is like what am my team doing, right? But unfortunately your team can't walk because Queen's sort of holding your team back. So yeah. Now that's hence why you primarily zone this. But yeah. Okay. Alright. Still 2 more deaths. Okay. See here.
Do you want to try bother doing some of the defense? Because I know we have 9 minutes left.
Yeah, we're gonna do
I don't
some
know if you
defense.
need. Alright.
We'll do. Cool. Is there any point on defense that you struggle with the most?
I actually don't remember because I don't think I went that far out. So
Oh, yeah, fair
no,
enough. Alright, we'll just do first point here. Okay. Something like kind of conk. I'm forced.
I guess here in defense, it goes into just Mauga's effective range because I have burn and I'm fairly accurate even at long range. Like, is it worth it to just do poke because that's the one thing I can do, or like try and get a deeper angle, like maybe on statue, maybe even hold closer towards the big entrance.
I think
What do you think of this position here?
I think this is more than reasonable. Again, you're LOSing up the majority of the hit scans. You're LOSing up the Soj Freya. You're farming up the Queen. I think this is okay. I don't really mind it. I think the statue hold here is like sure you could do it for like a really early poke and then storm back here. Right, maybe that's fine to do. It's like it's whatever. Like it's not that important basically. But yeah, this is fine. What you're doing right now. Good. Like it's just important. It's so hard for that Queen to walk. It's good. Only thing I'd be saying here is like use more of this. That's it really. Because you're getting booked out a little bit.
Rock is cover, but yeah, left statue. I'd love to works.
Okay.
Probably more consistent.
Okay. Yeah, again, you're happy with this. Again, your defense, you want to burn the clock. Yeah. It's all fine. Up a little bit. Okay. Okay, so this is way better. Like, this is good pathing. So this is exactly what I want to see, and this is what I wanted to see beforehand, where you saw Social slide up to high ground, so by proxy or by process of elimination, you can walk right side. And right now, say that again, sorry.
She was also really low, or the Freya. That's just like it seemed worth it to. Yeah, so she got killed by that.
Oh yeah, she's getting low. I guess that's a good like trigger to do it. I suppose, right?
Yeah, that was my main trigger. I honestly don't think I recognized the Soj lighting. Was just the damage.
Yeah. Like on the whole, like at least like the idea or the mindset behind this play is good because you're playing within your
Right.
effective range. You still have both the CDs left, and the only small thing is that you haven't got much armor here to use. But frankly, I don't really care about that, considering you sort of trigger it and you can push it. Statue's fine here. Your supports can see you, and you have to just do stomp. So this is fine, right? This is a good soft engage. It's a form of just using your guns to force out their front line. That's it.
Right.
So it doesn't. I don't expect to get a kill. I wouldn't expect that at all. But like this is good soft engaging. Sure, and you get the kill. Fine. Honestly, that's kind of hard to be honest. But we take what we can get.
Oh yeah, so you could not have used the.
Yeah.
I'm like overstaying my weapon a bit too long, maybe.
It's bad position forcing bad cooldowns. Right, we're out in the open. We could literally just be here, get healed up a little bit, like just get my Kiwi to like throw a food our way. Or like where is she at?
She's closer
she
towards.
low-key, yeah, she can't see us.
You would have had to over peek a lot and then peek into the surge.
Yeah, like I think even without Kiri healing, again, you just use the cover or use the statue and then like right side or something.
Yeah.
I always say this isn't really relevant to Mauga that much, but I always did Tracer Genji playing these aggressive but safe positions are really, really, really important because nobody on this team has the mobility, again, double hit scan moments, to force you out. So and you can stay here and you're
I
actually
think they
safe.
also want to walk up when there's a Mauga who's gonna slam behind them too.
Yeah, that's very scary too. They have to force you out. Okay, nothing crazy though. You saw in that fight. Fully out. Right. Okay. I don't like this that much. I think it's okay. Like I see what you're doing here in terms of like I want to match Queen. I want to prevent her from doing anything. We'll
Yeah, here I just
anything.
was like, make sure they can't drop
Right.
at all, because now I have the short range off it. And
Mhm.
even when they go like far right side, I still have my gun. I still have burn damage that I can use to like apply pressure. But I figured that this was a good position to be in.
Right. I think like my main thing here is that I don't want you getting forced out really early on, or I don't want you giving up too much space for their Bastion, Soj, and their Baptiste to again have really long sight lines and burn your team.
Right.
Which is the main thing. Whereas again, comparatively, last fight where you're playing here, you can punish the walk up, you can punish the rotate, you can punish people literally rotating to the blue place, and if they again rotate through here, you can still keep this angle and then like engage around them. You know when they walk through this right side, you can pincer them and chase their tail basically. But yeah, we'll see here. This still isn't bad. Like you can still again threaten this left side angle. But yeah.
I think I want here or left side still like, just do it's shorter range. Like short range offense is going to be better.
Talk to me about the song. Oh yeah, that's so okay, fine, yeah.
I heard the OC, and then if you want to peek that, then I just get the song.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, and that's just an ult thing, to be honest. Like, there's not really much else to like. I'm not expecting you to like ult track that in a ranked game on defense like that much, to be honest. Like that's just not ult tracking that they've got OC. If you did, you could plan out. You could plan a bait around it, right? Just like kite back your entire team, kite back, and then use OC yourself or Kitsu yourself, and you're fine.
Yeah, I do tend to ult track even in range just because it's something good to know, and it comes from me.
It is really important to do.
But as a tank, I don't know what I want to do when I know what they have.
Right.
Because like as Mauga, you know you're pretty much just feeding his scan DPS's ult. You're feeding their support ults if you're not getting the kills.
Right.
Because of how much damage comes. So I do like to ult track here, but when in game I thought the critical position was alright, if I get a 50-50 on if I hit slam or not, then I kill the Soj. If I don't, then I try and prevent the Soj from walking up with my damage. That was my idea, and like, is that the correct thing to try and do, or would it be the safer option, which was try to cover? In which case, then my Lucio and my Tor are just gonna get fucked.
Yeah. It's like the DPS players often have this similar issue too, where like their team might not be playing a great position as a team. So then, what does the coach do, right? Do you say, oh yeah, like there's not really much you can do because your team's not playing a great position? Or do you say, okay, this is the best thing you can do here based off the position that you're playing? I think for you, like I think what you do is reasonable. I think there's not really much else to say because your Torb is getting destroyed by OC right now, and he's not in a good position really, to be honest with you. I think it's literally just coming down to how can we make sure or minimize the value from this OC beforehand. for like making sure that we don't give her this much space. And to be honest,
Yeah.
I think having
Oh, I'm there because I'm not.
right, you know,
They're
like,
there because I'm not. Yeah.
right. Like, had you been here, it makes their soldier's life a bit harder to sort of again walk forward and swing wide and get an insane angle with OC. Now, in fairness, she could just route rotate you and play this side too. But at least then you've got more options to trade backlines, actually fight them on this rotation. To kind of like basically what you just did last fight. Probably onto the Bastion here, for example, and then it's way harder for them to walk up.
You also won't have slide to actually get aggressive either.
Basically, yeah. But yeah. Okay. See next fight. So we're gonna play a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do
Because this is also one of those things where I feel like I'm just stuck either on stairs or once charge gets pushed up, I'm in where I am now. But right now, I think my mistake here was that I didn't take high in the first place.
Queen's up high. Okay, we're choking backline, we're stunning backline. Sure. Fine. I don't like that E. Like, we just can't commit onto Queen at all. Like, you've got an advantage, right? But you can't commit to Bishop. She's way too far away, right? And your team also can't really walk with you here.
I think let's just do the healing. I just want to heal myself.
Oh, okay. A little bit greedy then.
I didn't know where my Kiri was.
That's okay. That is like really like that. There is like, it's not a blunder, but like if you were playing against a good team right now, their soldiers immediately starting to high grounds, like 3-2-1 side to high ground. They're windowing this angle and they're burning your entire team. Like just off those CDs being wasted there. Did you have to get Suzu there? Thankfully you still got Suzu, but still not great. Getting those CDs forced. But thankfully Helm gets a pick. Sure. Okay. Okay, cut the back Queen. I don't mind that, she's low. Cool. Okay, maybe I'll stomp there. Yeah. All good. Okay. So this is where Mauga.
And here, like, do I turn around here or do I just shoot the back and keep shooting? Because he has the perk, which gets him like 1,000 overhealth.
1 trillion HP, right? Well, there's at least one thing you can do, right? Which is again, here I don't know. Right, here you don't know, because you're not looking here, right? I need information to see where the enemy team are at. Like, is this person killable? Can I stomp onto this person, or can I walk on this person, and can I kill this Baptiste? Can I maybe still kill a Bastion through his overhealth, right? Like, you'll kill him within 2.5 seconds, right? If you've got enough ammo, plus both your guns, and including healing as well, you just do that much damage. Like, look here,
I have 240. I can kill anybody.
Yeah, like, the point is I want you to look, right? And maybe you see triggers here that are like, okay, this person's like playing way too far away, or like, for some reason, like maybe just like artilleries himself, so then you would die, right, if you went in, or something like that, right? But like, for some reason you can't go on here. But the key thing is that if you're gonna go into Queen, I need you to look behind her and regain awareness. Otherwise, like, again, there's no point going through this. It's just like, again, the option's locked off basically because I've got no information with how killable Baptiste or the Bastion is, and it happens to be I think they're pretty darn killable. I think they're pretty.
Yeah, I have charge here as well.
Yeah, you're
close.
Close. Look, you could just walk onto them. Honestly, like they're close enough.
Yeah, that too. Honestly,
you could just walk, and you can honestly solo cage as well. And get them both. But yeah. Okay.
Look towards the possibility of getting a backline instead.
So I find it interesting. You go
zombie walk.
Go on. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure I feel like I zombie walked onto cart here. I actually like my position on height.
Yeah, I mean, again, I like it too, right? Like, what do they really get out of that sort of staging or that engagement there? Like, they Queen ulted and they Bastion ulted, but you still got high grounds. They didn't really get much.
We saw 5 people.
2 for 1, yeah, exactly. We still have 5 people. You still got high control. 2 for 1 is a good trade here. Like, I don't really think you need to go the low ground here. You can burn Queen as is. Or like again, you can regain awareness and decide, hey, I can actually like this guy's a fucking free kill. I'm a real. Yeah. Like he's alone. You can stop onto him.
Kill my team.
Like
I don't remember.
Maybe he does. We'll see.
Hey, if he does, it's my fault. I don't know. My Lucio doesn't go.
Yeah. Lucio mocks that thankfully. But yeah, like that.
So
is
here
like...
is like another one of those just zone.
Yeah, it's like this much better. Like, this cage is better than last time, because your team can actually see you. But it's like, we haven't got to overcomplicate this too much, right? The bashing was like right there, and again, similar to the 3rd point attack, right, where you can go through right side, and they can't see you. I doubt this Bastion's going to be expecting you to pop out, because if he was, he wouldn't be walking right side here. I doubt this Bastion would be expecting you to pop out right side and stomp onto him, and you get basically the fierce kill of your entire life. Again, it's those small moments in the mid fight where they can't see you that are really important to capitalize on, especially on Mauga. Oh, okay, I can be in time. I run him. Oh, benefit. Honestly, should get the E.
That was another 4v5 here. So I just not do this engage, just play the cover on right.
Yeah, you kill Queen here. Let's see. Top was huge. Okay, who's to your left?
I'm pretty sure it's not Baptiste.
Oh.
Was it the Kiri?
Nope.
No, Kiri's main. No Surge.
Surge, right? Like, she's destroying your team to the left side right now. So, like, even if, right, you live this, and sure, you might, in some universe, you might be able to, I would at least try and force this person up beforehand. And again, right, for the brilliant time, you're in a 5v4. Play slow. You have the advantage. You don't need to do shit. You literally killed their queen, right? Like, you don't need to do anything. AFK, play behind this little payload thing, crouch if you need to, and shoot the Soch. That's literally it. That's all you need to do in the game. I think, again, the EU players, NA players, this is like 2020 macro. It's like, chillax, play. I'm sure you're on your team on Flexible.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do too much here.
Yeah, you're doing, and you don't need to. You've done the hard part, really. You killed the queen. Okay, that's too much. Okay, and back to that graph thing, or like, this is still graph thing. Like, this is way too much here on this end of the spectrum. We're trying to do way too much, and we intend onto Bastion. Which is really unfortunate because that's a really, really, really winnable fight. Okay, I will say this as well.
Yeah.
If you want to soft engage, where do you
go? Just honestly, do I just curve all the way back the stairs and make my way back up?
I wasn't thinking that. You could do that. Yeah, I think that could be okay. I wasn't.
I'm pretty sure charge would end at like roughly around where stairs start, but
yeah,
then I can just walk my way up the high ground, in which case I can still apply pressure. I can also soft charge into the cubby near the mega room, which I'm assuming is where you wanted me. Yeah, the short range off angles. It's the short range off angles again.
Right. And again, you can pick up the mega, right? You can come around here if you really want to. Honestly, I would be expecting them to back up, considering they're down a tank right now. So you could stomp here, get the mega, and then pinch from behind, and like play like flank Mauga basically. And they can't do shit about it, to be honest. Obviously, again, ideally I would want Sojourn cleared first, but to your back and they'll get traded.
If she slides out, then the soft engage is perfect.
Yeah, exactly, right?
If she would slide out to the door, and she would be running right into me again. Right. Or she goes still into the mega, in which case she's out of the fight.
Okay, we'll do a quick summary at the end, but I think the key things to
because we actually went 6 minutes over.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do a quick summary here. Use okay, I think first thing. Okay, yeah, I'll say this. I think it has to be like the gray. I'll call it gray area.
Yeah.
Gray.
The playing slower
area, and there was many examples. I mean, last fight is literally a good example of that. Slash soft engage. So last fight, good example. First fight, another good example. Just going to the stairs. I'll also say, what other fights there as well? We didn't get to see it because, frankly, your team just front to back the queen. But I'll even say like opening up the map a lot more. Opening up map verse in mobile comps. I might make this. I'm probably gonna make a similar point to this. But again, because you're playing double hit scan, you could really like stomp to your heart's content, and no one's really gonna come and chase for you. If they do, well, you're just gonna burn them alive.
I have the freest soft engages of all time.
Exactly, and if you're not doing it against that comp, then God forbid you're playing into like Ana Kiri, like Ana Wu Yang, Genji, Freya, like some like comps that like are fairly mobile but can also punish you fairly easily too. Like this is like the freest soft engage comp of all time. But yeah, that needs to be done for sure.
I'll probably start experimenting that and rank more whenever I see double hit scan again. And probably.
Second thing I'll say is I'll
The
say
pathing?
pathing. Yeah, I'll say pathing
Yeah.
both early fight and mid fight. So like again, early fight is just like caring about your sight lines, about as a team. Epic Pen
Yeah.
is a
How
little
do
bit
I
like
take the least amount of damage before the fight?
exactly right. And I think we saw third point that happened a lot. Um,
Yep.
and then first point was decent as well. As a good, it's like fairly okay example
Yeah.
of that. Second point, all right, underneath this, mid fights, mid fights were like moments where like you're unscouted and you can take advantage of that basically. And I think that third point to the right, I'll say third right, is a good example of that, where like you could, especially when you had that perk, you could have set the entire backline on fire, and you can soft or hard engage based on again the level of stomp you want to do. I'll also
Yeah.
say this, like,
Like
stomp,
learning my soft engages in the mid fight,
right?
my pathing in the pre fight to take as minimum damage as possible, so that way I don't get my E forced out.
Right. Um,
I think target prioritization is like a lower priority
yeah,
compared to those main two.
I'll say like micro is like the third point here because it's gonna be really important that you get this stuff down. So like armor
Yeah.
in the beginning fight and even some of the later fights as well.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Those are like the biggest ones that like that I've spent most of my time working on, and that's mostly what I've done to GM with, is like just knowing when to E with armor. Every single Malgamir I have, I just win because they just do it when they're at half
When
HP.
they're half, yeah, and then they just burn alive. Um, I mean
Yeah,
most people think Mauga's really
like
easy.
charging is definitely gonna be the biggest one from this vibe, from this takeaway.
Mm.
So would you say on maps are a lot harder in close range fights where I can't it's less favorable for Malga are the ones I have to charge a lot more in? Because I've viewed like the Circle Royale once, and I'm just thinking, oh, if I just did a soft charge here and get this off angle, I could have done a lot more.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, I think on circuit that's going to be really important because you won't be again on circuit when people are often playing like Baptiste, like similar comps to this, honestly, with a bit more range. That
yeah,
stuff's really like extremely important to do because they can't force you out. And the key answer, or the key question, is how am I able, or how can I physically path myself like a dive tank almost to get on the backline or put pressure on the backline in some kind of way without putting myself at risk
right.
because you can't really front
Okay.
to back that heavily unless you're running like some insane sim Reaper comp. You can't front to back that tank on Soccer Royale. Um, but that
And then
first
this
point is
most
gonna be important. Um,
yeah, and then the pathing is what helps me reduce the pocket requirement that I have.
exactly right. Like you saw the stairs there, for example, on first attack. But yeah, and
Yeah.
then here also
But
like
all right.
committing like the stomp about committing like the committing versus canceling. I'll say. Um,
Yeah.
or
If
like
anything, like probably if I find like a really good Onavod, then that might be good to play
mm,
around.
mm,
Because honestly, the better play, as I go higher, the better players I have, the more I struggle with Sigma and Zarya. I can't just blindly not shoot bubble because even then they're still
yeah,
getting it
yeah,
off of
yeah,
charge.
yeah.
But it wasn't in this spot of view. It was in Circuit Royale. So maybe through like another session, I
Mm.
could probably learn to play around the counters a lot more.
It's yeah,
Either through
yeah.
different angles, through just completely flat out ignoring Zarya as a whole and only diving backline.
Right. I mean, again, when you're
Yeah,
playing into like tanks that are like Zoe's extremely high damage when front to backing, Reinhardt can block you off and is really hard to front to back. Like, and Sigma can obviously just block you off and rock you and grasp you. Like those tanks are hard to front to back unless your comp's built for it. In which case, then again, like you're gonna need to be almost doing that flank kind of thing in the mid fight, like finding those stomps.
yeah,
That's your value. That's where your character's good at. So yeah, we didn't see much of that. Like especially on third point, we didn't see much of that to be honest. But yeah,
yeah,
there's also some other stuff about basing too. But to be honest, that's team related. And ult tracking and like first fight defense, for
yeah.
example. But
Stuck
yeah,
in good by JQ. I
yeah,
didn't realize how well she actually counters Mauga. I thought she was actually a really easy one.
yeah. I mean, it depends how good the queen is and how good the rest of the team are at. Like honestly, like their queen did not play well that game. If she baited you a lot easier, then I think it would have been harder to do. And if they were playing like Zen or something, or like even like a mobile cat, like if they got off double hit scan and then went Zen, like Zen Tracer, like that would have been a much harder time for you. Or Zen Genji actually,
Right.
um, because they can poke you out while you're staging a lot more. So we're trying to while you're trying to get around queen, but yeah, again against that comp, like it should be pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Any other questions or bits you wanna ask me?
No.
Coolio.
Yeah.
Well.